Good morning, good morning, good morning, world. Good morning. We'll get our tags out shortly. And so, hello and good morning, world. And welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode with us here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. As we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning. We thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. So, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack. Back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world, it is a better place in the moment when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. And so thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topic that has taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. You can additionally find us on Instagram at EMSTP, again on IG at EMSTP underscore, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is October the 18th of 2025. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world, where on Monday I chopped it up with Ian Jones, aka People Hernandez, and we spoke about our Chicago Bears live as they battled the Washington Commanders. It came out with a good road win late after a game-winning field goal from second-string Bears kicker Jake Moody. Additionally, we will speak on the Cubs and their overachievement season in 2025. Additionally, from the general week of sports and not Monday night, we will see Chicago Sky Power forward Frank Angel Reese become the first athlete to walk the runway in a Victoria's Secret fashion show, as well as the Los Angeles Dodgers complete the sweep of the Milwaukee Brewers, and now they're yet on again to another World Series matchup. And the Seattle Mariners pull out a very impressive home win late over the Toronto Blue Jays, sending that series now to Game 6 and a decisive Game 6 tomorrow in Toronto. And so, with that being said, introducing our guest for this morning on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, joining us maybe I think for the third time on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Indiana himself, Mr. Frank Naxis. Frank is a married man. He is a father, and he is in the science world. He is a Boilermaker. I remember him being in classes with me back at Purdue. But amongst this, he is an avid sports fan. He reps all Indiana sports, such as the Indiana Pacers, Fever, Purdue Boilermakers, and even the Indiana Hoosiers, everyone. And which, if you know anything about college sports rivalries, you will know that it is not easy to rep for your rivals' college sports teams. But, ladies and gentlemen, this shows just how good of a heart Frank has, even when it is for the opposition. And so, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Frank Naxis, we would like to say good morning and thank you for joining us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. How are you this morning, sir?
Yeah, good morning, man. Thanks for having me. I'm doing quite well. Indiana is a good place to be today.
Yes, this is very, very true. And so, with that being said, Frank, let us go ahead and let us get started. And so, Jamar, good morning. You are here yourself, and I did not even see it, and that is wonderful. And so, introducing our brother from another mother and my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. You gonna see me floating around here this morning, but I'm here.
Yes, we are floating around. And so, Mr. Frank Knoxes, good morning. And so, Frank, this week you put out a post. And on the post, you stated something about sports. And so you put out KD. I mean, it was LeBron, it was Kobe, it was like all of the greatest people of their sports of all time. And so, curious to know, why did you put out that post, Frank? And why did you pick the people that you picked?
Hey, we're getting close to the start of the season, so trying to wake everybody up, like, this still going on. And it never hurts to have Kobe, Jordan, LeBron in the same conversation. It always brings up some emotion and it gets people talking. And we've been too quiet this all summer, and I wanted to get us going, and so we can get ready for the season.
Right. Okay. And so that post was very interesting because it had a lot of what do you say, substance, and it caused a lot of debate. And so very grateful that you put that out there. Additionally, Indiana sports, man, how does it feel to have a great moment for Indiana sports right now? Indiana Hoosiers ranked number 3, Purdue Boilermakers ranked number 1 in the AP poll. Pacers and Fever giving teams hell on the basketball court. How does it feel to be an Indiana sports fan right now?
It's perfect. The problem with Indiana, we're in the middle of the country. Nobody wants to come out here, right? You got whether it's college, professional, whatever you call it. So we got to go out there and give everybody a reason to want to come to Indiana, because it's a middle of the country state, but there's reason to visit. So there's a tremendous good vibe. We got the Fever going. I think all this started with Caden Clark coming to Indy. I think that has started a ton of momentum towards all the sporting teams, and that energy has been bending off of each other. You see, like when the Pacers were in the NBA, you see they were winning every single game that Caden Clark was present, and that was just pushing that momentum towards some energy and excitement around Indy, and then it looks like all of the teams in the state have started to vent off of that, right? You get the calls are waking up out of nowhere. They're like on top of the NFL. You got the Purdue being ranked so high. Notre Dame had a run in there where they had 25 out of 27 wins.
Right. I mean, don't forget that they made the national championship last year.
Right. Yeah. So you take a look at that and you're like, man, everybody got to pay attention to the state. We got some things coming. And the Pacers, you want to count them out because of the injury, but watch out. They might actually surprise everybody this season. They just got to stay in the middle right there, because the East is always wide open.
And so as an Indiana sports fan, Frank, do you think that if Tyrese Halliburton did not get injured Game 7, do you think the Pacers win that game and win the NBA title?
Oh yeah, we were winning it all. I was so.
Me and Jamar agree. We agree with you. No, seriously, we do.
Yeah. There's just like some championship you gotta get lucky, and OKC got lucky there, because you watch the first 12 minutes of the game, all momentum was in Indiana's favor. And they were doing what a road team needs to do to win the game, which is stretch it out as much as possible. And then it all went south very fast. I think the way Halliburton was playing, he was about to get 30, 10, and 15, whatever you call it. And everybody was buying that energy and just going at it with like, we've got nothing to lose. And then, the worst happened. So we'll never know. But I strongly feel like, we had it coming.
Yeah, man, it's very, very interesting, and it sucks that Indiana couldn't host that trophy, because you're right. Tyrese Halliburton, he started out hot, and the Pacers, remember, I mean, they kept it close the first half. They were up at the end of the first half without Tyrese Halliburton.
Without him, yeah, definitely. The problem with Halliburton being out, you're missing out on the assists, you're missing out on his scoring, right? And you're missing out on the amount of attention that he needs to, he's bringing from the other side. Exactly. So, they kept chipping in, but we had it coming, man. That's just like, but we're still relevant.
Right.
Yes. Because, and we lost one big man, but I don't think that it makes a huge difference. I think Milwaukee didn't get any stronger because they lost some guys too, right? So
I mean, they did add Miles Turner.
They didn't have Miles Turner, right? Boston has some injuries to deal with, and then they've just shredded the whole team apart.
Right.
New York maybe got a little bit better with coaching, but Mike Brown hasn't proven he could carry a team all the way.
Facts.
You get Cleveland they're kind of trying to figure it out, and Indy can't, owns their number. So I would, even with injury, I would not count them out because Halliburton might just come in at the right time. Whether he comes back as the same player is a different story.
Right. Yes. Wow. And so, me and Jamar, we're in agreement, man, about that NBA title. We're in agreement for sure. And so, additionally, your the Indiana Fever. It's another what if question, Frank. But do you feel that if Caitlin Clark was healthy and this team maybe had its healthy pieces, do you feel that they easily beat the Las Vegas Aces and they run through the NBA title? Do you think they win the WNBA title if they were healthy?
Yes. If Caitlin Clark was healthy all season long, they've been number one in the league, right?
I agree.
Yeah. They're missing their best player, and they made it a game away from the finals. Like, what else are you gonna say about that, man? This is like,
but not just her, man. It was Sophie Cunningham. It was Kelsey Mitchell, who got hurt game 5,
right?
And she was first team WNBA. WNBA. I mean, the team was amazing to do what they did. It was amazing.
Yeah. So this is why I think that the momentum is all on a ton of Indiana sports. One of these teams is going to win some. And if any team is going to be the first one to do that, it's going to be the Fever, because
I agree.
Yeah, I think that they definitely have it in there. It's just a matter of time. Like, they just need to be together one season healthy. But at least one of these teams, whether it's college or pros, one of them is going to win something in the next year or two.
And Jamar, do you agree, man? Do you agree that the Fever possibly is on their way, you think, if they keep their team together, that they could win the WNBA title in the next couple years?
I think Jamar is on mute.
Jamar, can you hear us? Yeah, maybe he is. Okay. And so, yes. And so, but Frank, I'm with you. I totally agree that the Fever are, what do you say, like a player away, or just maybe just not even a player away, just a full season of health at the right time away. And I think they'll be very, very tough. And so, Frank, I know that you have to go ahead and get going to practice.
Yeah, I got 5 minutes. We can talk about the Lakers really fast because I wanna whine about those guys. Go ahead.
All right. And so, great moment for Indiana sports. Fantastic. Let's talk about your Lakers, man. I'm gonna tell you my expectations right now.
Yeah.
I expect the Lakers to be a perennial playoff team. I do think they make a step forward from not the first round, very, very hard fought first round series. I'm not sure against who, but I think that's the Lakers ceiling. What are your expectations for the Lakers? Do you think they make the playoffs? Do you think they win it all? Do you think they just compete? What are your expectations for your Lakers?
Yeah, I think they didn't get better. On the defensive end, they did not get better, because the pieces they've added in, like Marcus Smart could make some noises here and there, but, when it comes to the Western Conference, the offense is so great that you need some people with emotions. Like, you need Ron Artest in there. You need somebody who brings some extra level of like energy and excitement and like build towards hitting the other team just to win. And they don't have that. I think Ayton is actually going to slow them a little bit down because he doesn't have the lob threat, right? And then maybe he'll learn through the season. So I think that they got bigger, maybe, but not better in terms of defense. Offensively, you're going to be fine. So my thought about the Lakers is maybe it's time to get rid of LeBron, man. You know, I think he's carrying so much weight. Like they've got Luka in his perfect prime time. Like, you know, Luka is about to have an MVP season. I think he's likely going to win the MVP if they can stay in that top three, you know. So they'll make the playoffs. They'll compete. They'll be good. Will they go past the second round? I highly doubt it. You know, I think Denver got way better. OKC, if they stay healthy, they're impossible to guard. You know, and then you got even Wembanyama is about to have an explosive season, so he might do really good in San Antonio. It's in the Western, and then the Golden State with Jimmy Butler full season, and then they got some really good pieces added on there.
I mean, it's a lot of teams. The Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. It's going to be hard for the Lakers to be relevant. Now they're going to make the playoffs, but you know, you put the last year team they had. If LeBron was the Cleveland LeBron or the Miami LeBron, they win it all. But he doesn't have it in him anymore, man. I think as the season gets deeper and the playoffs get deeper, he can't carry a team as he used to.
Right. It's too many teams. We didn't even mention the Timberwolves. We didn't even mention the NBA champion Thunder. It's so many teams in the West. So, but do you think this is LeBron? Maybe so. Do you think?
Yeah, maybe
last question. Do you think that this is LeBron's farewell tour? You think this is his last season?
It's hard to tell that guy because he's so good. If you remember Kobe's last season, it started with the injuries accumulating to the level that he couldn't bring it on as he would. So with LeBron starting the season with an injury, maybe that is going to rob him some way to start thinking like, oh no, yeah, maybe I'm there. So I think it's going to depend on the amount of injuries he accumulates as the season progresses. If he can play 55, 60 games, maybe he can go one more season. But if he does 30, I don't think this will be his last season. It will probably be next season, because this is like a season where he's kind of measuring his abilities and trying to see, obviously, how far the Lakers can go and if they can add a piece. But I suspect next season might be his last one.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm with you. I think this is not his last season. I think his next season is his farewell campaign. And so everything you said this morning, man, I agree with it. Frank, man, thank you for your time.
We'll thanks for having me anytime.
And Frank, go take care of your business. And we appreciate you here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, brother. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, it's nice hanging out, man. I'll watch from the field.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. And so, world, that is Mr. Frank Doxies. Joined us. He's a huge Indiana sports fan. So that brings our NFL conversation. And so we watched the Chicago Bears, by the way. They had a very impressive win. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Victor. And we see the Chicago Bears. They pulled out a very impressive win. And now they are 3-2, actually. And it's a surprise. I suppose you could say it's shocking for people. And so here the Bears are at 3-2. They are pressing the right buttons. They have the right type of pedigree in which they fight. And in the NFL, a lot of games come down to one possession, two possessions. And the Bears are winning these games so far, and that's a good sign. But it's a long season. And so it being a very long season, there's a lot to talk about there, and it's a lot to, focus on. And so, Jamar, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, you sound wonderful. Yes. And so, my brother that's on the move, what did the Bears do, man? What did you see from your Bears this past Monday to pull out the impressive win over the Commanders?
Man, it was a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for starters, they stopped the run. Like the run defense like showed up, and that was like very impressive. Knowing that we was ranked 31st in the league in that department, and anybody and everybody could
Wow.
run all over us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, in the same breath, like we was able to run the football. Like
Right.
the two
That was.
areas,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the two areas that was like so concerning to the team on both sides of the ball, they was able to flip the script. So that lets me know that bye week that they had, like Ben Johnson and company, like they was able to like come up with a better strategy on both sides of the ball to be more effective. And just having the ability to do that and control the clock and control the pace of the play, and then on a defense to really neutralize that, because you know what's his name, Bill, they call him Bill Krosky Merritt, like just pretty much
Mm-hmm.
neutralize him. And it kind of like limited Jaden Daniels on offense to a certain degree, because he didn't have the pass catches he normally has, and he still a couple of weeks from recovering from his knee injury. So you saw the Commanders probably doing a little bit more than they probably wanted to in certain aspects, and maybe overthinking a couple of things. And I think that probably led to that last turnover that gave us the ability to neutralize it and end up winning the game because of that.
Right. Absolutely. And so it was impressive, man. It's very early though. And but one thing I think we all see is the difference in the fight of this team. So many games, Jamar, as we know in the NFL, is won by one or two possessions. It comes down to that. And the Bears
Yeah,
will lose those games so much under Matt Nagy, so much. But under Ben Johnson, there's a different mentality here, and you see it. They could have easily lost this game versus Washington. They could have easily lost the game versus the Raiders. Arguably should have lost the game versus the Raiders. I mean, it was, very close wins. But this is the difference between being a good team and a team that, comes up short. And so it's a good thing, man. And so, Jamar, I'm going to do this with you. Let's quickly go through NFL reactions and overreactions. Is it an overreaction to think, Jamar, that after watching the Bengals Steelers thriller this past Thursday night, that Jamar Chase is the best receiver in football? Because this seems to be a debatable question according to some people out here.
I mean, look, first I would say us Jamars will stick together. So,
Right?
so yeah, I'm gonna say by default that he is. No, but even in the play, like when give elite wide receivers the opportunity to make plays, they gonna make plays. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that Joe Flacco was smart enough, he realized after that first quarter, like, wait a minute, I have number one out here. They can't
Right?
guard him. I'm gonna target this man 23 times in this game. Catching 16 of them. I forgot over 100 yards and a touchdown. Like just phenomenal. Like give the playmakers the ball, let them make plays. Not
Exactly.
overreaction.
Right. He definitely stepped up, and I'm in agreement with you there. Is it an overreaction to think that after watching the Chicago Bears eke out an impressive win over the Washington Commanders, that the ship seems to be headed in the right direction for this football team?
No, that's definitely not overreaction. Like I guess it's a perfect time for me to piggyback off what you just said before we switched over to this, topic. But the games that we're winning was the games that we were losing. We were finding ways to lose those games. We're finding ways to win these games, and that mentality right there, would change the whole situation, culture, mindset, like production, all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the mental game is just as important as the physical game. Yes, not overreaction.
Absolutely, man. Yes. Yes. And I'm in agreement. Is it an overreaction to think that after another terrible outing from the former Bears quarterback, Justin Fields, this past weekend in London, that the New York Jets made the right decision by publicly stating that they will stick with Justin Fields?
That might be an overreaction, my friend. Uh,
Mm,
I'm pretty much like, I mean, of course, me and you, we know Justin Fields as far as his play and production. I mean, he was drafted here. We saw him for what 4 seasons? Was it 4 seasons? 3, 4 seasons. But
mhm.
anyway, like it's pretty much the same thing. And I understand the Jets are a very dysfunctional organization. I mean, they're not too far from the tree here. However, it's like some of that stuff is controllable on his end, and he's not helping himself.
Right.
And you say it all the time by holding on to the football too long, can't get through the progressions as quick enough. It seems like if the first progression is gone, then it's a
That's
lot
it.
of panic. He chooses to run. He can't stay in. It's a lot of things. We know him all too well, and I like him as a person, but I don't know if he can really get the job done anymore.
Man, and it hurts to say that as a Bears fan, but I'm in agreement, man. I wish the best for Justin, but uh, man, they should be at least 2-4, 3-3 if he just gets the ball out, Jamar. That's it. They could easily be a
Yeah.
lot better than what they are at 0-6.
Give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yes. And so Justin Fields, he is a great quarterback. Uh, and I say great because he is right there. It's like right there, but he's missing a small piece to his game, which is the ability to get out of the pocket oftentimes and extend plays while throwing the ball, but then additionally just getting rid of the ball quickly, dumping it off to a running back or dumping it off to a wide receiver. If Justin Fields had that part to his game, I mean, it would be sky's the limit for that kid. Uh, we would be talking a Pro Bowl level quarterback. We'd be talking an elite quarterback, for sure, elite quarterback that would be a fear, put so much fear in other teams if Justin could do that. But Justin can't do that. And so the Jets took a big gamble and they said they believed in him. And now the Jets right now, they are on 6. But a lot of it, in our opinion, is not the Jets' fault. They might be a bad football team on paper, but a lot of their losses, it really just comes down to Justin Fields. And so I'm wishing the best for the kid, and I hope that as the Jets continue to stick with him, because I mean, I guess what you're gonna go with Tyrod Taylor. I don't even know who the third screen guy is, but he might get a call soon. If they continue to lose, then and I additionally hope, and as I stated to Jamar, I stated to Ian this past week, owners love to come for black head coaches, and it's a black head coach right now in New York. And Aaron Glenn, he's 0-6. If he continues to lose, it's unfortunately might be a Black Monday for him, because this is what they do to black head coaches. They put them in bad situations from the jump, and then expect them to win football games. But I think somehow, some way, they know that they won't win football games, but they hire these quarterbacks in order to say, for affirmative action purposes, we hired this certain amount of black head coaches, this certain amount of black people in our organization, and so you guys can't say anything to it. But part of me truly knows that a lot of that's just for numbers purposes. So I wish the best for Aaron Glenn, and I hope, even if they go 0-16, 0-17, whatever it might be, that this guy keeps his job. I hope so. And I saw an article this week that kind of points to that. The head coach would stay in New York, Jamar, because he's getting paid a very nice salary there, which is more than Robert Saleh was paid. And additionally, the owner, he generally likes to stick with head coaches. No, he doesn't like to stick with head coaches, but he's made some things and put some things in the right place in order to stick with Aaron Glenn. So I hope that that's the case. Jamar, is it an overreaction to think that after watching the Kansas City Chiefs pull out an impressive road win this past weekend over the Detroit Lions, that this team is still the team to beat in the AFC?
I mean, I don't think that's an overreaction. A couple of
Oh,
weeks
wow.
ago, I don't, because like a couple of weeks ago, maybe it felt a little differently. Maybe the conference, because right now I feel like the conference is a little bit more wide open than us, crowning the Bills or the Chargers at the time, things like that, or the Broncos or whomever. But like the Chiefs' losses were like they were right there in those games. It wasn't like they got blown out or like the Super Bowl where they just got dominated. These are close games, and the fact that they're getting Rashee Rice back tomorrow, on top of everything else they got going on and the momentum they're starting to have, and Mahomes is playing out of his mind. That's still the team to beat until further notice. I mean, they the ones that have been to 3 straight Super Bowls coming out the AFC, so I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt all the way around. And that is in particular in that conference, I will.
Right. And then lastly, is it an overreaction to think that after an impressive win over the San Francisco 49ers, that Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield should be in the early running for the NFL's MVP award? Should he at least be putting people on notice at this point?
Oh no, definitely not overreaction. Matter of fact, the Bakers man, I got him as my MVP favorite right now. He is. Look, I mean, they only lost one game to the Eagles, but all the other games, what are they? 5-1, 4-1. I don't think they had their
Yeah,
bye yet.
5-1.
I know
5-1.
5-1. I know at least four of those wins was fourth quarter comeback drives. Like you get that ball, give that man the ball with 2 minutes to go in the game. It feels like it's curtains for the other team. It's like he is cool and calm under pressure. He's like he just knows what to do. He doesn't panic. It's so surgical. It's like I watched each and every one of those wins in the 2 minutes, and it's so impressive. Any team would be lucky to have the Bakers man right now. That man is balling, and he's earning respect all across the league. So that's not overreaction at all.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see. Yes, it is so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see. And so, world, that concludes our NFL reactions and overreactions. And so, Jamar, bear with me. I'll be talking here for a minute about a few things. And so, notable college football games this weekend. And so, we got number 10 LSU. But let's actually start with Miami. So, Miami actually got upset last night by Louisville in Miami. And this was the second ranked.
So they did lose.
Yes, they did, man. They lost last second field goal at home, 24-21 at Hard Rock Stadium. Very hurtful loss. But now I don't know how bad of a loss it might be, Jamar, because check this out, bro. Louisville's 5-1 too now. And so if Louisville continues to win, perhaps that won't be a stain if Louisville continues to win. And so Louisville actually is surprisingly a good football team. And after this win, I'm sure, Jamar, we both know they'll be jumping somewhere in the top 25. And so, it's going to not be that bad for Miami. But, 24-21 loss to the Louisville Cardinals. A great quarterback over there in Louisville, by the way. Number 10, LSU at number 17, Vanderbilt. Yes, Vanderbilt is ranked world, and they are ranked number 17. And it's a big game in the SEC. And so get your popcorn ready for that one at 12 noon. Number 5, Ole Miss at number 9, Georgia. Usual suspects in the SEC. Should be a very, very good game. And Ole Miss could be getting revenge again. But I know Georgia this time, they're looking for revenge because they lost to Ole Miss last year. Number 1, Ohio State at Wisconsin. It might be a big blowout here, but we like to mention Wisconsin because that's the factory where you go for running backs, linemen, guys in the trenches, guys that get dirty. And so this could be a very normal Wisconsin game, which makes it a little bit dangerous, especially after you came off of a road win last week at Illinois. Now you're on the road again, this time at Madison, Wisconsin. So it'll be interesting. SEC all over the place, Jamar. Number 11, Tennessee, and number 6, Alabama. Huge SEC matchup again. And so this should be a very, very interesting game here. And so we'll see what happens with this game. Very intriguing. We'll see what happens with this big SEC showdown. Number 20, USC, and number 13, Notre Dame. Notre Dame has turned things around again, man. They started out really slow, but they're back to their winning ways thus far. But they got a big challenge. USC and Notre Dame. We all remember those great matchups between USC and Notre Dame. This could be a good win for Notre Dame. They are in South Bend, but we'll see what happens because USC, they can score the ball, Jamar. Number 23, Utah, and number 15, BYU. Another big ranking game. This is, what do you say, Big 12 implications here. And so, yes, I know it sounds a little weird, world, but me and Jamar know that a lot of changes has happened in college football. And so, yes, this is Big 12 stuff here. And so, big game over there out west tonight. And so we'll see what happens with that. And then lastly, just quickly to watch, number 4, Texas A&M at Arkansas. Could it be dangerous? Maybe. Number 14, Oklahoma at South Carolina. Could it be dangerous? Maybe. And then number 12, Georgia Tech at Duke. And so that concludes our notable college football games for the weekend, which we have a lot of them. Jamar, bro, how about those Dodgers, man? How about those Dodgers? Back to the World Series yet again. Shohei Ohtani, I don't know what's more impressive, striking 11 straight people out or hitting 3 home runs in one baseball game in order to shut a team out. We stated just last week with Chris, in which, we did not get Chris on. We got to get him back on next weekend, Jamar. We got to get him back on next weekend for the World Series. Like the Dodgers, I stated to him that I felt that if the Brewers played the Dodgers, that the Dodgers was just going to sweep the floor with them, and that's exactly what they did. The Cubs would have presented a better matchup for them, but the Brewers didn't present any matchup for them. Man, but Shohei Ohtani, Jamar, is he that good, man? Should he? I ain't never seen a dude that could. I ain't seen nobody that could do this, bro. I ain't seen nobody that could do this.
Good. I'm gonna let you go first because I need another 2 to 3 minutes. So you let the people know what you think first, and I'll piggyback off you once I get back.
Okay. Wow. We are watching a generational talent in Shohei Ohtani. To see a pitcher go out and strike out 11 straight people, it's like almost unfair because the pitching for the Dodgers. And one thing that's really great about the Dodgers, and we want to give them the lights here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, is yes, they have a Hall of Fame type team. Okay, Mookie Betts, Hall of Fame. Freddie Freeman, Hall of Fame. Shohei Ohtani, Hall of Fame. Max Muncy, maybe. Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Fame. And then the manager, Dave Roberts, Hall of Fame. The Dodgers world, from 2013 to 2025, they have won literally 13 straight NL West championships. 13 straight. That means the Diamondbacks. That means the Padres. That means anybody that's in the NL West. They have literally for the last 13 years have been in wild card positions. They have not won the NL West. It's been all LA. All LA. And so, big money, big pockets, right? New York does it, right? LA can do it too, right? The Cubs can do it. They can put together rosters because they got a huge payroll, huge city, huge market, huge money. Dodgers, 13 straight, all right? 13 straight NL West titles. This is now their 5th World Series appearance in the last 9 years. They had some heartbreaking World Series losses some years back, but 2024, last year they won, 2020 they won, and now they're looking to repeat. The Dodgers, They have just a generational talent in Shohei Ohtani. But some of his Japanese compadres, Yokomato, he's a great bullpen pitcher. Suzuki, he's a great hitter. He can pitch too. And that's not even to mention Mookie Betts. That's not even, and Mookie Betts he's a fantastic defensive player. Nothing gets past him on the baseball diamond. Nothing gets past this man. Freddie Freeman is one of the greatest first basemen of all time. And he can hit the ball too. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Dodgers because they'll have a challenge. I definitely know they'll have a challenge in Seattle or Toronto. Toronto is the tougher matchup for them. Toronto will be the tougher matchup because Toronto has some big bats over there. But Seattle will be a tough matchup too because of their rally monkey. It's like a rally monkey over there in Seattle. But I think at the end of the day, the Dodgers will be the perennial favorites. 13 straight NL West titles. 13 straight. Everything in the NL West has had to come through the Dodgers for the last 13 years. Dave Roberts, Hall of Famer. Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Famer. Mookie Betts, Hall of Famer. Freddie Freeman, Hall of Famer. Shohei Ohtani, Hall of Famer. Just a great organization all around. And so congrats to this organization for yet another World Series appearance. And I don't know if you have anything to add about the Dodgers, but what they're doing right now, Jamar, they're building a dynasty. And the scary part about it is as these guys get older, you still have a very young Shohei Ohtani that you could bank on for the rest of pretty much his career. And so if you're the Dodgers, maybe you just empty your whole bank load for him because I don't know a guy that can pitch 11 straight people out and then hit 3 straight home runs. That's like playing Tetris for him. It's like it's too damn easy at this point.
I mean, this is what they paid for, right? When they had that $700 million contract, and I know the first year he
$800 million.
Excuse me, $800 million. But this is what they paid for. I know in the first year, you know, he was recovering and he couldn't pitch, so they was like, "Well, I mean, are we really getting our money's worth?" I think last night you definitely got your money's worth. I mean, he's worth every penny and more. He's probably underpaid. Like that was probably the greatest, you know, single performance based on stake, you know, high leverage moments and all that stuff. The clinching game to win the pennant and dude, like you mentioned before, like, you know, what's more impressive, his pitching performance or his batting, and the fact that he combined both. And one of the home runs went out the stadium.
The stadium.
It's like maybe this is how people felt when they was watching, you know, Michael Jordan in the 80s or Bird and Magic or you know, Dr. J, or you know, just somebody that, you know, you can only you had to been there type deal. You had to be there to see it. Right. Instead of like watching videos on YouTube after the fact. That like this is one of those moments like you just grab your popcorn and enjoy. Like it's crazy.
Right.
And the last thing I'll say is, like, I was on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call, this morning, and you know, people was posting about him, rightfully so. But then you still have people that was like, you know, relax. He ain't this, he ain't that. Babe Ruth did this. Babe Ruth, like first off, Babe Ruth played in a whole different era that I get it. Like Babe was 1-on-1 in his time, but I guarantee if Babe tried to do what now, then I don't see it. And maybe he might adapt to the times, but still, I don't see it. What Shohei is doing is, dude, just we're witnessing greatness. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. No disrespect to Babe Ruth, but he played against plumbers and janitors. Babe Ruth wasn't even in the shape that Shohei Ohtani is in. Let's be honest about that too.
Dude, I don't even.
You know, the physicality has evolved. It's no comparison to these eras. It's just not.
No, it's not. And I don't even think it was one was a janitor. I think it was more so like shoe shiners and craftsmen. Like,
Right. And so, rest in peace to the great Babe Ruth. But it's going to be very interesting. The Dodgers still got work ahead of them, Jamar. They still got to close that deal. And so,
yes.
they still got to close that deal against a very hot-hitting Toronto team and a very, very composed Seattle team. Seattle was very impressive last night, Jamar. I watched both games. Literally, Toronto, I'm like, oh, Toronto, they done found their rhythm, bro. 1-2 straight on the road in Seattle after losing 2 straight at home. And I'm like, all right, they done found their rhythm. Game 5, they finna go up, and they finna go get ready to close them out. Game 6 in Toronto, bro. And then the bullpen, that's why they call it a team game, bro. This is why it is a team game. Because you can have all the hot bats in the world, Jamar, but if your pitching slip up in those late innings, that could cost you a World Series championship. And so that's what happened to Toronto, world. They bullpen let them down. One bad pitch, boom, right out of the but it even started before. Shout out to the outfield of the Seattle Mariners. Toronto almost hit a home run. The ball was over the gate, and the guy did a web jam, bro. He caught the ball over the gate, kept the game at 2-1. That was huge. Saved the Mariners.
That's a real robbery.
Yeah, it was a real robbery. Saved their season. But after that happened, the very next procession, Seattle got the ball, hit a home run. Coach went ahead. He said, hey, I got to take the bullpen pitch out. From there, they got the bases loaded from a new pitcher, and boom, grand slam. 5 runs in the 8th inning. Huge for Seattle. And so, with that being said, Seattle is 1 win away from the World Series. If you ask me who's still the better team, I still think it's Toronto, Jamar. But we'll see what happens with that. And so, that is the MLB playoffs.
Give me a couple minutes again.
Yes, take your time. And so, that is the MLB playoffs. If the Dodgers continue to do what they're doing and they win another World Series, then it will just be very, very impressive. And perhaps that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing greatness over there in LA. And so NFL Week 7 schedule. We have a lot of big games that are happening this weekend. So to our viewers, rock with us and give us your picks. And what Jamar is going to do is he's going to post the picks on the page, and we go from there. And so the Rams, I believe, at the Jaguars. No, this is London. Absolutely. Jaguars always play in London. And so that's a neutral field. Big game, though. Both 4-2 football teams, both pretty decent football teams. Rams versus the Jaguars. Oh, this is tough. I think I'm gonna go with the Rams. The Jaguars should be 3-3 if Chris Jones make his tackle a couple weeks ago. The Jaguars, they have been blessed with a great quarterback. He's been playing pretty good this season, Trevor Lawrence. If he continues to win, world, he'll be the comeback player of the year, by the way, Trevor Lawrence. But I'm going to go with the Rams because I think the Rams are the better football team. Saints at our Bears. We are at home versus the Saints. I must say this. This is a game that we must win. This is a must win for the Bears. You got to win these games. You got to take care of teams like the Saints if you want to be a playoff team. To our viewers, even you know this. The Saints ain't a good football team. Not saying that we're a great football team. We 3-2 and we won last-second field goals for the last 2 games. But we got to admit, it is impressive for Bears. It's impressive that they are winning games they usually would lose with Matt Eberflus. Last year, we all know Bears will lose those games. They find any damn way to lose those games. But this year under Ben Johnson, they are winning these games. Hopefully tomorrow, it don't have to be that scenario. Hopefully the Bears can realize that they got a stinky football team that's coming into Soldier Field and it's starting to get cold in Chicago, and they could take advantage of that and beat this Saints team. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to go with the Bears, as we should go with the Bears, being that the Bears have looked like the better football team, more resilient, more composed football team. So I got the Bears for this one tomorrow. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Bears fan. I have evidence and I have various reasons to believe that the Bears should beat the Saints. Patriots at the Titans. No disrespect to the Titans, but the Titans are trash. They're a dumpster fire. Cam Ward is showing some good positive signs. So I like the kid. He plays the game in a beautiful manner. He can throw the ball very well, but he needs some time in the backfield. And he don't got a lot of time in the backfield. He is under pins and needles back there. You guys watch the Titans. He's running for his life a lot. So he doesn't have a lot of time, that kid. So Patriots coming in, they're 4-2. They're finding ways to win games. And so shout out to Mike Vrabel for turning that program around. And they are 4-2. So I have various reasons to believe that the Patriots will win that football game. So Jamar, I got the Rams over the Jaguars. I have various reasons to believe that the Bears will beat the Saints. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Bears fan. I believe that the Bears should beat the Saints. And then I picked the Patriots over the Titans because the Titans are a dumpster fire. But the Titans are at home tomorrow. So it could be a trap game for the Patriots. But with that being said, Jamar, who you got, Rams versus Jaguars? Who you got?
To be real simple, I got the same three teams you just picked.
Okay, wonderful. What about the Panthers and Jets? Is this a Cancun, or do the Jets pull it out tomorrow, man, in New York? It could be a tricky game for Carolina, because now I'm thinking like, oh, Carolina, should I put them on the radar now? They're 3-3. But the Jets keep losing games really because of Justin Fields, being honest. Who you got for this one?
I'm gonna go. Yikes! I'm gonna go Carolina. They one word that you used maybe last week or the week before with them is, if I'm not mistaken, resiliency. They've been resilient. Somehow, some way, they find a way to win these games,
right?
That you didn't think they would win, and so. I mean, I feel like they're more organized. Like, as far as the Jets, I mean, yeah, Justin Fields been a problem, but I also feel like, just game management, coaching sometimes, defense ain't been great. I know they played pretty well last week, but outside of that, it's been a dumpster fire. Sauce been getting sauced. Like, it's bad. So, give me the Panthers.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with the Panthers too, but the Jets. It would be nice to see them win a football game, Jamar. It'd just be nice. It'd be nice to see them win a football game. And if they continue to lose, then that narrative's just going to continue to grow over there. Raiders at the Chiefs. The Raiders. They had a nice win over the Titans, but now they play the Chiefs. Do the Raiders come in and surprise the Chiefs? Is this a big game for the Chiefs, Jamar? Because if they lose, then they 3-4.
Yeah, I mean, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. Corey can hear you too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Chiefs need to win this. I think the Chiefs, the way the Chiefs are and the way that the Raiders have been, I think the Chiefs blow the doors off of this game. Mm-hmm. It's like Chiefs in a blowout. Like I can't see the Chiefs losing this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Raiders, the biggest thing, they don't have enough ball movement. They don't have really no true receivers. Maybe they surprise us tomorrow, but the Chiefs look like a much better football team. And I know the record might fool you, like Jamar stated last week with the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are getting healthy. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. Dolphins at the Browns. Is this a big game for the Dolphins, man? If they lose this game, this is even worse because you already just lost to the Panthers and what you should have won that game, right? But if you go and you lose to rookie Dylan Gabriel, does that narrative continue to grow in Miami?
Oh yeah, this is a big game for Mike McDaniel and Tua turn the ball over. It's a big game for those two. Like they got to win this game. They just have to. They want to keep their jobs and their future in the NFL and all that. They got to win this game. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins on faith that they will get it done, and they are the more talented team. So I'm going with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins too, but my heart is really saying, like, why are you not picking the Browns? Have you not seen a defense? Have you not seen how tough this team is? Myles Garrett got an identity on that defense, bro, and they are tough, Jamar. And the Dolphins, I don't see any toughness in them. They get pushed around instead of being tough, and that's why they losing. It's a big game for them because if they lose this, it's gonna be a huge narrative. I guarantee you're gonna watch Get Up Monday, and you might be like, man, they're gonna be saying the same thing we said on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. They probably be watching us low key, bro. They just gotta you can't see them watching us, but they probably be watching us. And so, because we always point out stuff before it happens on the early morning. This is what we do. Eagles at the Vikings, bro. What is the update on this kid, JJ McCarthy? And this is a big game for the Eagles too. 2 straight losses, Jamar. If you lose this third one against the Vikings, there should be worry and concern in Philadelphia. But what is the word with this kid? Is Carson Wentz still starting?
I believe I think they announced it or they haven't. Either way, it's trending towards Carson Wentz starting again.
Okay. And so, yeah, in that case, I got the Eagles. I don't know about you, but
this is one of those I wish both teams can lose. And it's in Minnesota, right? So,
yeah,
I'm going with the upset. I'm taking the Vikings.
Eagles lose this one, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. I could see your point. The Vikings are, they find ways. They still a decent football team, but no, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. No, because the Vikings have played like crap lately.
I mean, both of them technically is, I guess. My thing with the Eagles are, my thing with the Eagles is that, like they look. When last time we saw them play against the Giants, they look broken. I know they're still a good football team, but it like there's no way that the New York Giants should have did what they did to the Philadelphia Eagles. There's no way. And they won convincingly. There's no way that the Eagles should allow that to happen. That team is broken at the moment.
Yeah, they need some locker room something. Yeah, you're right. I feel you. Giants at the Broncos. Speaking of the Giants, who you got for this one? This should be a good football game.
Definitely should be compelling. I'm going with the Broncos though. Their infrastructure all the way around is just a lot better. They're just a better overall football team. Their defense is stunning. If I'm not mistaken, I think they average 5 sacks a game. They head and shoulders #1 team in the league in sacks. So I know the Giants' offensive line ain't the greatest, so it might be a long day for Jackson Dart. I do like Jackson Dart a lot, but I don't think this is the matchup for him. So give me the Broncos. Bo knows.
Yeah, I'm with you. In Denver, give me the Broncos. Do think it's a good game, though. I do think the kid hangs in there, Jamar, and get off a few nice plays, get off a few touchdowns. But I think the Broncos prevailed 2017. Colts, Chargers. Who you got for this one? Colts. Hey, man, they are a good football team. If I'm not mistaken, the Colts are 4-1 or 5-1, one of the two. And so who you got for this one? Colts or Chargers? Okay, they're 5-1. Yes, thank you for that.
And what's crazy is the Colts are the number one seed in the AFC right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
As crazy as
Hey
that
man,
sounds.
Jim Irsay's daughter being on the sideline might have something to do with that. For real, for real.
Maybe. Like low key, maybe.
For real, for
I'm
real.
gonna take the Colts. They're just I mean Indiana Jones is playing pretty well. Jonathan Taylor's playing pretty well. Uh
Mm-hmm.
Defense has been solid. And then it's like for the Chargers, it's like just as soon as he's getting ready to like they turned the corner, somehow they starting to regress. Maybe without having a Marion Hampton that doesn't help, but still, I'm gonna take the Colts.
Yeah, the Chargers haven't been that impressive for the last 3 weeks. Now I know they 4-2. Don't get me wrong, but it's a big game for the Chargers to let people know if they're really who we thought they were, Jamar. So they need to win this game at home against the Colts. But if the Colts are the real deal, then the Colts, if they go in and they win this game, then I'll be right about the Colts because I believe that they were a good football team from the start. Because I've always stated I like those two big wide receivers for the Colts, along with Josh Downs. Jonathan Taylor, very quiet, but a very, very great running back. And just for Daniel Jones, he don't have to turn the ball over, Jamar. He just manage the game. Let the defense and everything else do their thing. So I'm going to go with the Colts. No, I'm going to change my pick, Jamar. I know I do this periodically. I'm going to go with the Chargers at home. The Chargers are at home. I think the Chargers pull it out late. And the Chargers remind us of who they are, too, that they're still a good football team. And I think this is a physical game, and the Chargers pound that rock tomorrow. Packers at the Cardinals, bro. Do the Cardinals find a way to lose again?
Probably. I'm gonna say they will lose. There's not too much evidence I have that show that they will win. Um, Jacoby Brissett or Kyler Murray at quarterback. I don't think it matters in this one. I'll take the other team.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going with the guys 192 miles north. Cowboys, Commanders. Should be a good game. We got for this one. They are in Dallas, by the way.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is one of the ones I do remember. I think the over under is 55.5, and I think the Commanders are 2.5 point favorite. With all that being said, I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take them boys. I think CeeDee Lamb is gonna play tomorrow, which will help out a lot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been stating for the last couple of weeks, like the Commanders are overrated to me. They are. And before last week's game, I said that defense is terrible. Is not a good defense, and lo and behold, I mean, we putting up points left and right on them. What do you think the Dallas Cowboys about to do? And there's a reason why the over under is 55.5. I'm gonna just and on top of that, Terry McLaurin's still out. I don't know if Noah Brown's playing. Debo Samuel's questionable. Like there's still a bunch of injuries, and the Commanders' defense looks slow and old. So give me the Cowboys. Give me the boys.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me the boys. Been stating it for a while too, Jamar, that the Commanders' defense is old and that they need to get younger. Um, we attacked number 54 in the middle last week, and we had cookies there. There was a lot of cookies there. We attacked
Yes.
Von Miller a lot last week. It was a lot of cookies there. And so the Cowboys, with that great offense, I think they should put up some points. Watch George Pickens tomorrow. I've been stating that he is not the best receiver in football, but he's a damn good receiver. 168 yards last week. I think he continues that streak of 100 yards tomorrow. So being in Dallas, we'll see what happens. If the Commanders could get off to a quick start, maybe this game become interesting. But I think even though the records might be similar here, Jamar, I think the Cowboys are a much better team. And that's just because their offense is that elite and Dak Prescott's playing that great of football. And so pinning health, pinning everything, even without CeeDee Lamb, I still got the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Falcons at the Niners, Jamar. Who you got? Okay. And so for me, I'm looking at this. Bijan Robinson, what a game he had last week. The running game for the Falcons was on point last week. Michael Penix is finding himself. They are a good football team in Atlanta for sure. They're on the road, though, in San Francisco. But Malcolm Warner, unfortunately, is out for the season now. So that defense is going to look a lot different without him being in the middle. And so perhaps with him not being there, this could open up the running game for the Falcons here. I know the Niners are a good football team. They're tough. They're greatly coached, which makes this a very hard pick. But for me, I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think the Falcons pull us out tomorrow. It comes down to the last drive. I think the Falcons win this 2017, 2014, somewhere in that ballpark. But I got the Falcons. What about you, Jamar? Falcons at 49ers. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the Dirty Birds. I think last week when they played the Bills, that was one of those to where we finally saw the potential of that, especially of that offense. I know the defense did come to play for sure, but we finally saw those top 10 picks in these drafts in the last few years show up and show out. So, I mean, they look anything like that again. It's like, yeah, it makes things very interesting in NFC. But yeah, give me the Falcons for this game.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Speaking of no love or no days off, the Buccaneers, man, they are going to Detroit. And it's not going to be no days off for them in the division too, because the Falcons are decent. The Panthers look like they're turning things around. And so Bucks at Lions, man. If the Bucks win this one, this would be really impressive. Who you got for this one, Jamar? Bucks at the Lions.
So
should be a good game.
It should. All right. So my brain says the Lions. It's something about it's starting to hard for me to count out the Bakers, man. All right. So I'm gonna end it with this because after this pick, I do have to bounce for a while, so I may not be back. So it's definitely a pleasure, my guy.
Yes, sir, my bro.
I'm taking Tampa Bay. I'm rolling with Baker.
All right, and then quickly, Texans at Seahawks. Who you got for that one? Texans at Seahawks.
All right, give me the 12th man. Give me Seattle.
Right. Yes, sir. And so appreciate you, bro. Get to it and talk with you. Peace out, my friend.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yes, sir, my bro. And so Bucks at Lions. I'm with Jamar. I'm gonna go with the Lions at home. But that's going to be a really good game. I can see the Bucks pulling that one out for sure. That comes down to the fourth quarter. It comes down to a few drives. That'll be the difference in that game. But I got the Lions at home. Texans at Seahawks. I got the Seahawks, the 12th man at home as well. But it should be a good football game. The Texans have come up short a lot of games, but they're a pretty decent football team too. So give me the Seahawks. And so, world, that concludes our NFL picks for week 7. And that really concludes our conversation. And so support this screen. It is here. You see it shining right below my face, right there. Support this screen. And so to our viewers, support this screen. We appreciate your love and support. Yes. And so, final thought. Remember that with God, all things are possible. Remember, again, that with God, all things are possible. That's my final thought and shout out. Keep God first, family first, your purpose. Keep your purpose. Take care of your health. Take care of you. Love others as God commanded. Have peace in your life. And don't be afraid to do what's right. And so that's my final thought and shout out. And so with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us on our various platforms. Support our podcast. And if you are, would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. By the way, thanks to Mr. Frank Noxies for stopping in with us this morning. We are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated. And we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend.